Hello everyone, this is Archive 12, and today we have a new Colm McGuinness song for Warhammer 40K. This is the Guns of WAAAGH. This is, if you can tell, about the Orks. I will say this, the one song that I never reacted to from Jonathan Young about Warhammer was the Orc song, because honestly, there wasn't much to react to. It was literally just metal and screaming, and that was it. There was no lyrics, there was no lore, nothing. And like, that wasn't for me. So I'm kind of hoping that we go in a different direction here, that we actually learn a little bit more, because as I said in a previous video, I think I actually said this in my Warhammer 40K live stream, and I took that snippet and put it on TikTok. The only thing I know about the Orks is they are essentially Green Lanterns. They are mushroom Green Lanterns is how I have summarized it. I know that's not entirely accurate, but it is partially accurate in that they are basically fungal spores that grow into sentient beings. And if there's enough of them around, they have this ability to basically make anything work as long as they believe in it. And my friend said that's the reason why the Ultramarines wear blue armor, because they fight the Orcs so often that the Orcs believe that blue gives them superpowers or something like that, makes them immortal, makes them untouchable, makes them difficult enough to kill, that the Orcs are actually kind of afraid of them. And so the Ultramarines took that and made it into an advantage. So, but conversely, that power can work for them, where they can literally just pick up a non-functioning gun, and if they believe hard enough, magic allows them to fire the gun as if it worked. That's why I say that they're kind of like Green Lanterns, because their willpower, their belief makes it work. So that's basically all I know about the Orcs. I'm looking forward to seeing if we learn a little bit more here. So yeah, no, I'm excited for that. Link will be in the description below if you want to watch that on my commentary, because I will be pausing. I will be talking about it. Also down below is a link to my Patreon, where you'll find longer form reaction videos, such as solo leveling and Surreal Estate and Dragon Ball Daima. One of those will be updated soon. I was hoping to have an episode up by the end of this week, but that did not happen. But they should be, another episode of something should be coming out soon. And without further ado, let's get started.
The trucks are roaring loud. The boys will have their banners as they tear through the crowd. Big neck is roaring engines, the stone boys moving fast. The truck around their men, now this is fit to be the last. The Imperial plan will urge it from the land. The elder will fall by the strength within our hands. The tyrannies will stomp all their bones into the sand. So come on, we're off to war, and so let's go, me boys. We roll into the void. Whatever stands within our path, prepare to be destroyed. So let's go, me lads. We're tearing through the stars. The war's begun, so grab your gun and show them who we are.
I like the fact that this is just like a Celtic shanty. This is just straight up just like a Celtic sea shanty or space shanty. There's nothing fancy about it, but I do like the fact that like you get into a little bit of the culture of the and specifically the vocabulary of the Orcs, with the way that they talk about like the different classes and roles in their society, in their war machine. You know, like they refer to vehicles as big mechs. They're talking about how what is it? Like they said, like, I think he said truck lads or something like that, truck guys, truck boys, something like the individuals that are driving the vehicles. Like I like the fact that like he's interjected like the terminology that the Orcs would use for this, based on what I've seen from the first Space Marine game. I don't know. It makes it feel a little bit more authentic. It makes it feel, he could have just talked about it similar to, I think either he or Jonathan did a song about one of the enemy factions but they were doing it in a way that sounded like it was a space marine talking about them, or like a commander talking about them. So it was like from an outsider's perspective. I want to say it was probably Jonathan that did that. Um, but I think Colm might have done that too. I like that, but that's almost propaganda. I like hearing about the factions from the side of the faction, and this ticks that box so well. It feels very genuine to the orcs.
The war boss with us weapons in the air. Go send us all your Kriegsmen or canes on the field, and watch them fall, we'll crush them all beneath our iron wheels. The Necrons are oldest enemies of all. Load the guns and start the trucks, don't stop until they fall. The Sons of Chaos, why do we not like those ones? They're not us. I knew it was something like that, that'll do.
I like how the song just stops just to have a conversation. That was fun.
Load the guns and start the trucks, don't stop until they fall. The Sons of Chaos, why do we not like those ones? They're not us. I knew it was something like that, that'll do. So let's go, boys. We roll into the void, where our stands with our path prepared to be destroyed. So let's go, me lads. We're tearing through the stars. The war's begun, so grab your gun and show them who we are.
I find it interesting. The last scene that we see for the orcs in this song was an orc flamethrower guy exploding, but I guess that's just the life of an orc. That was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed that. I was hoping that we were going to get something like this from Colm, but I didn't know exactly what context or what topic. So I'm glad that we finally covered the orcs, because that was a lot of fun. I don't think, honestly, like on first listen, I've enjoyed pretty much every song that Colm has made. If I were to make a tier list, I'm not sure which one I would put at the forefront, although I will say that Martyrs is probably high up there. That one is easily the one I've listened to the most, followed by his Nurgle song. But this one, in terms of like amusement and enjoyment, is probably my favorite. It was just a silly sea shanty, and I can really appreciate that, especially him stopping the lyrics right in the middle just to have a conversation with himself to figure out like why the Sons of Chaos they don't like. That's just a lot of fun. But anyway, that's going to be it for me. Thank you for joining me. I am Mark 12, and I will see you in the next video.